Hi guys, today I'm gonna show you how I do my garden fresh herb dip. And this dip here, you can always uh, use it with any dish you're making, like fish or lamb or beef dish, as a side dish as well. But I use it as a dip every early spring because I have all the herbs uh, when they are very young and tender. So what we need is fresh chives and fresh garlic chives. That's the greens of the garlic when they growing. Some scallion, nice fresh baby scallions. We're gonna have some mint and some thyme. And what you're gonna flavor it with? Only with salt, freshly ground pepper, and good extra virgin olive oil. And we're gonna add some roasted nuts. In our case, we're gonna be adding some pine nuts, but you can add any roasted nuts like slivered almonds or cashews or pistachios. It's up to you, whatever you have on hand. Okay, so what I start with the chives, you chop all the all the herbs very fine, as you can see like that. So the chive is the main ingredients in our herbal dip here. So I have a big bunch of chive. So I continue chopping it, as you can see, very fine. Okay? So it's a good idea to use fresh young herbs for that dip here. Otherwise, it will be tough and not pleasant. Okay, this is our chive, as you can see here. So I will add it to a suitable bowl here. And I will continue cutting the other herbs, okay? And this is the garlic chive. The garlic chive is the young leaves of freshly grown garlic. So I just picked this from my garden just now, and I wash it, as you can see, and it's very nice and tender. So if you're gonna use garlic chive, it has to be nice and tender and young leaves. You cannot use tough garlic leaves for that dish. Okay, so I continue cutting it, as you see here, very fine chop here, and I will add it to my bowl. Okay. Okay, this is the garlic. You see, the portion of the garlic is maybe 25% of the chives. So the main dish here is the chives, and the others will complement the chives dip. Okay. And here I have a small bunch of freshly young and tender scallions. I cut it fine as the others, and I will add it to my bowl here, okay? So now I add my scallion to the bowl as well. Right there. Okay. And here I have a bunch of thyme, which is mountain mint, if you can find it. And what I do is, this part is very young, and with the stem and stuff, you can eat it. So what I do is, I cut the thick stems away like that, and I will chop the rest very, very fine. Okay? So for the mountain mint, you know, I like to make it real fine because sometimes you'll find some large leaves or, you know, like tough stems in there. So what I like to do is I like to chop it finer. Okay? And I'll add the thyme, the mountain mint, to the mixture. Okay? And for the mint, this variety here is Middle Eastern Lebanese mint. So what I do is you have to pick up the leaves here because you don't want to use the stems. The stems are a little tough, and the tip you can just clip it. So that's how I do the mint. Like that, and you clip the thing, and then we chop it. Okay? Okay, this is the nice tender mint leaves here, so I will chop them very fine as well, like I did the thyme. As you can see, it's gonna be fine chop, okay? So as you can see here, the mint is chopped, but there's like large pieces. So what I would do is the same thing. I like to chop it to make it finer because you don't want really large leaves in the dip. You just want it all uniformed pieces. Okay, I'll put my mint here in the same bowl. Okay, so I'll mix all the herbs together nicely. Okay, now I add salt. Salt is up to you, not much. You know, you just wanna add just enough up to your taste. Okay, we'll add fresh ground pepper to taste. Okay, and after I add the salt and pepper, I usually like to mix all the dry ingredients with the spices before I add the other stuff. So you mix it up nice like that. Okay, and now I add extra virgin olive oil. You know, you have to make it into a dip, so you add enough olive oil to make it a dip consistency. Usually there's a lot of olive oil used here. Okay, now I mix the oil with everything, as you can see here. Okay, looks beautiful. Okay, so now I added my olive oil. As you can see, the consistency like that, see? Nice. All the herbs are well oiled. Now I add my nuts. In my case here, we're adding pine nuts. You can add as much as you want, and I like pine nuts, so I add a lot of pine nuts, as you can see here. And then I mix everything together. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna try it. See, you add it to your cracker like this, and you eat it. It's delicious. Okay. Okay, guys. I hope you can find some nice garden fresh herbs, and you try this herbal dip. It's not only delicious, but it's very, very, very healthy as well. Okay,